on the last one. Fantastic. £5,431. We'll see you. Bye.
If your family would like to appear on Family Fortunes, send a large stamped addressed envelope to Family Fortunes, Carlton Studios, Nottingham, NG7 2NA.
Hurrah!
Life gets complicated when you love one woman.
I thought you said you'd look after me.
You said you didn't need looking after.
Yeah!
But worship 11 men.
What are those?
This is the worst day of my life.
He's not a yob, and I'm not exactly ending up with him, all right?
Come on, Paul, it's only half time.
Paul, it's only a game.
Don't say that! Please! That is the worst, most stupid thing anyone could say.
Get to Fever Pitch, the network premiere, Sunday at 9:30 on 4.
While here on Central ITV, problems in bed throw all three couples into confusion in Cold Feet, warming up for Sunday night at 9:30.
It's more than just a food.
It's a step forward for Pedigree nutrition. Now the Pedigree Chum Complete range has a new blend of protective vitamins and beneficial oils, which helps build strong natural defences.
They recognise the sound already. For a dog to be right on the outside, you need to build her up on the inside.
New Pedigree Chum Complete. Top breeder Carolyn Ward and Solitaire recommend it.
The milk you have with your bowl of cereal provides 20% of your daily allowance of calcium. But what if you miss it? Kellogg's Nutri-Grain bars now contain 25% of your daily allowance of calcium. That's more than a quarter pint of milk. So now, if you miss the milk at breakfast, you won't miss vital calcium. Kellogg's Nutri-Grain with added calcium. Good food on the go, just got better.
You know, everyone leaves my Santa a drink at Christmas, but what about the workers? At ASDA, there's Carling 24 packs for only £13.95. And over 100 wines for under £3 each. Or Christmas spirits, like whiskey and vodka for under £7.
No thanks, Mrs. Claus. I'm driving.
Our best value Christmas ever. That's ASDA price.
We're not just a band, we're a musical community. We've set up a youth band. They're blowing new life into our old instruments.
Through you, the National Lottery raises over £30 million a week for a range of causes, including £66,000 to buy transport and instruments for the GT Group band Peter Lee.
Life's no rehearsal. We'll be playing around these parts for many a year. Today Hartlepool, tomorrow the Albert Hall. Maybe. Just maybe.
To find out how your area benefits, see Teletext page 377 or visit our website.
You go by DeLonghi Dragon.
The DeLonghi Dragon portable oil-filled radiator. It heats the room faster than any other oil-filled radiator, and it comes with a 5-year guarantee. The DeLonghi Dragon. Extraordinary.
Last night, Supreme Court justices were assassinated.
Your girlfriend has a theory?
Have you heard of the Pelican brief?
It might be damaging to the president.
Mr. President, there is a way to handle this.
Everyone I've told about the brief is dead.
If this thing reaches as high as we think it does, these men will do anything not to be exposed. If you disappear,
She'll be dead in 48 hours.
So does justice.
The Pelican Brief, tonight, ITV.
You're with Central ITV.
From the studios of ITN, the news and sport with Carol Barnes and Graham Miller.
Good evening. Welcome to the programme. The headlines tonight. More demonstrations as Chile's government says, let us deal with Pinochet.
And in sport, close but not close enough for England at Twickenham.
The Home Office said tonight it'll look closely at new claims that General Pinochet could face prosecution in Chile if he's sent back there. Today, the Chilean Foreign Minister said 14 cases against the general were already being investigated. From Santiago, our diplomatic editor Robert Moore reports.
They are still searching for the truth, still demanding their government provides answers. Families of some of the 3,000 people who disappeared here under Pinochet's rule were demonstrating again today, encouraged that justice against all the odds may finally catch up with the former dictator. Chile's government is saying that if Pinochet is sent home, they too will examine his abuses of power. The Chilean Foreign Minister José Miguel Insulza, who's in London trying to persuade Britain to release General Pinochet, says 14 court cases are already being pursued against him.
We are not saying that former dictators should be immune, but we are saying that in our case it should be judged in our country according to our laws and to have justice in Chile as much as possible.
But with Pinochet still enjoying overwhelming support in Chile's politically powerful armed forces, any credible trial on charges of genocide inside Chile seems inconceivable. His supporters continue to put pressure on the government, this afternoon blocking traffic and denouncing Britain for its detention of a man they regard as a national hero. Such anti-British hostility has already forced the closure of the British consulate in Chile's second city, Valparaiso. While there might be a fresh effort at truth and reconciliation in Chile, virtually no one here believes it's possible that General Pinochet, with his powerful friends, could ever be convicted of a crime in his own country. Robert Moore, ITN, Santiago.
Here, accident investigators are trying to pinpoint the cause of a plane crash in Devon which killed 2 crew members. Eyewitnesses say the pilot appeared to steer the aircraft away from a town. John Brain reports.
This is all that remains of the de Havilland Dash 7 aircraft which set off from Guernsey this morning. Eyewitnesses reported seeing the plane spiralling to the ground and exploding on impact.
It just rode on its side and the right wing touched first by the look of it, and it just nosedive, that was it. Then the flames just shot above the trees.
Local farmers had to use their tractors to tow fire engines to the wreckage. It's thought the pilot may have deliberately headed for this remote field near Ashburton to avoid crashing onto a busy dual carriageway.
Well, quite clearly, we've had a tragedy here today. 2 people have lost their lives, but bearing in mind that this is only a couple of miles from a major dual carriageway and a fairly large town, the consequences could have been far worse.
There's still no indication as to what caused the aircraft to crash. John Brain, ITN.
And 4 people survived a helicopter crash in North Yorkshire. Amazingly, they were able to walk away from the accident near Northallerton. They were flying to Twickenham to see the England-Australia rugby match. In Northern Ireland, Orangemen have pledged to march down the nationalist Garvaghy Road in Portadown before the year is out. There was widespread violence in the summer when the traditional parade route was blocked. And if you hate being stuck behind a slow driver, avoid the M25 motorway tonight. A huge gas turbine in a 100-metre-long convoy, the biggest ever load on an English motorway, is travelling to Enfield Power Station at 4 miles an hour. Pre-Christmas shopping reached a near frenzy today, even though it was International No Shop Day. Friends of the Earth had hoped to dampen the spending spree with warnings about consumerism. Eric McInnes reports.
It's still November and they're shopping for Christmas. Environmentalists said stay away, but for parents it's the beginning of the toy shop slog.
An electric train set.
It's expected we'll each spend £300 on Christmas presents this year. Added stress for parents trying to withstand pester power.
A lot of advertising, they sort of force it on you, and with little kids, sort of they want it, so what can you do?
Christmas is a pressure in general, you know, but yeah, the children every year want so much.
And across the country, sales have been soaring in one of the busiest shopping days so far. It's unlikely that many people will heed the call to stay at home. For parents in particular, the pressure is now on, with just 4 shopping weekends until Christmas. Eric McInnes, ITN, West London.
Now today's sports news, and with all the details, here's Graham Miller.
Duncan Ferguson is the new hero of St James's Park. Newcastle's £8 million striker scored twice on his debut. The former Scottish international helped Newcastle come from behind for the victory, his second goal scored in the closing seconds. The Premiership leaders Aston Villa came back from 2 down to earn a draw against Nottingham Forest. Julian Joachim got the goals in a 5-minute spell in the second half. Chelsea blew their chances of progress when they were held to a 1-1 draw by Sheffield Wednesday. But West Ham took full advantage with victory over Tottenham. Trevor Sinclair's goals either side of half-time helped the Hammers climb to second in the table. Villa remain 3 points clear at the top. Manchester United play Leeds tomorrow when Arsenal meet Middlesbrough. In Scotland, Kilmarnock and Celtic both won to close in on leaders Rangers, who play St Johnstone in the League Cup final tomorrow. Rugby Union, England came within a whisker of beating Australia at Twickenham, but a late penalty gave the tourists victory by just 1 point. The final score, England 11, Australia 12. Will Walden reports.
Crushed in Australia just 4 months ago, England came to Twickenham today determined to prove Northern Hemisphere rugby is a match for the best in the world. And for much of the game, England's passion, if not their performance, matched everything that Australia had. For 50 minutes it wasn't pretty. Australia restricted to 3-3 at the break, 6-6 early in the second half. But with limbs tiring, England suddenly came alive. A moment of magic from Matt Perry, changing everything. England, who've been promising running rugby all year, tore open the Australian defence. Jeremy Guscott was on hand to run in the try. But it wasn't to be. Unforced errors cost England the game. John Eales' 40-metre penalty, enough for Australia. With the World Cup less than a year away, England had at least done enough to suggest they're genuine contenders. In Dublin, Ireland held world champion South Africa for much of the game, but Joos van der Westhuizen's second-half try proved enough for the visitors. Scotland had a far easier afternoon, running in 13 tries against Portugal in their World Cup qualifier. Will Walden, ITN Sport.
Cricket and dreadful batting and a succession of missed catches have left England fighting to save the second test against Australia after just 1 day. England managed only 112 in their first innings. Richard Cook reports.
After one of their most disappointing batting performances for years, England now have it all to do. Wicket after wicket fell in the opening session, with England unable to cope with the Australian attack. Put into bat, England were all out for 112. Mike Atherton, so often England's saviour in the past, one of the first to go. The 12th time in 9 matches, Atherton has failed against Glenn McGrath. England's captain Alex Stewart, so confident of victory, followed soon after. He's quickly discovering how hard it will be to win the Ashes. Collapse followed, Graham Hicks' casual dismissal summing up England's day. It ended in chaos, Alan Mullally the last man out. England's lowest total ever at Perth. Australia finished 38 runs ahead with 7 wickets in hand. England now face a long day in the field. Richard Cook, ITN Sport.
And in tennis, Tim Henman has finally bowed out of the ATP World Championship in Hanover. Henman lost his semi-final against Carlos Moya 2-1. Moya will now meet Alex Corretja after he surprisingly defeated Pete Sampras in the other semi.
Finally, tonight's winning lottery numbers: 4, 25, 26, 30, 37 and 45. Bonus numbers 46. The jackpot's an estimated £13 million. That's it from Graham and me and the ITN Weekend team. Good night.
Good night.
Hello, good evening. There's been some rain around today. Now it's clearing skies, the downside being chilly temperatures tonight. First of all, let's put things in context. This is our Met Office satellite picture, and we can see the 2 fingers of cloud there, bringing today's rain to eastern parts. Clear skies out to the west with just a sprinkling of showers. And interestingly enough, some quite dramatic weather down there in the Mediterranean. Now, on top of all this weather activity in the mid-freezing cold, bone-bitingly cold temperatures reserved for Eastern Europe. And I'm afraid it's a chilly old night over here, especially inland with those clearing skies leading to dipping temperatures, touches of frost, hovering close to freezing in fact, and do watch out for some patchy mist in East Anglia as well as the southeast. clear skies there, but showers continue out to the west, mainly by now confined to coasts as well as hills. So we go into tomorrow morning on a bright, dry, fine note for the most part. Again, we continue with those showers out to the west, and during the course of the afternoon they filter more and more inland, merging to give longer spells of rain in the northwest. Temperatures 8 to 10, but a windy day with it. That's all from me. Good night.
Powergen. Power, whatever the weather.
Central Weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows and Conservatories. The clear choice in any weather.
Hello again. Well, if you kept happy today in spite of the rain and cold, then you are indeed a brave and good man or woman. The outlook, however, is not great in that it's going to turn much colder through the central region next week. Tonight then some clear spells, just the odd light shower and growing quite cold at times with a spot of ground frost. Some bright sunshine in the south and east tomorrow morning, but rather chilly with a moderate northwesterly. Cloudier in the northwest too with the odd shower, but dry and fine further east and colder than today. Bye-bye.
The Central 7-Day Weather Line. 0336 40 40 10.
This lady makes a living working as a prostitute.
He's waiting just inside the woods now, and she's following him in.
Prostitutes are working next to where these people are living.
It's utterly disgusting.
We are against street prostitution in our neighbourhood.
And these two scarlet women work for the boys in blue.
You've just approached a plainclothes police officer.
I need to take a few details from you.
Prostitutes, punters and the police force in Vice the Sex Trade. Monday at 9 on ITV.
Next tonight, Steve Coogan, Frank Sinatra and Morecambe and Wise all feature in Dennis Norden's And the Winner Is.
When you work as a team, you can achieve so much more. Working to bring you more. Lloyds TSB, official sponsor of the Rugby World Cup.
Would you like to have fuller lashes, up to 3 times fuller? L'Oreal creates new Voluminous 3 times, the only mascara with ceramide R, clump-resistant voluminous for up to 3 times fuller lashes. Fuller, fuller, up to 3 times fuller. New Voluminous 3 times from L'Oreal, because you're worth it.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds.
New recipe Kingsmill. The fresh-baked taste that makes you smile. Deeply soft, velvety smooth. Experience the touch of new Kleenex Double Velvet.
You know, everyone leaves my Santa a drink at Christmas, but what about the workers? At ASDA, there's Carling 24 packs for only $13.95. And over 100 wines for under £3 each. Or Christmas spirits, like whiskey and vodka for under £7.
No thanks, Mrs. Claus. I'm driving.
Our best value Christmas ever. That's ASDA price.
From the finest Belgian chocolate, Guylian creates little waves of happiness.
This week's visit focuses on the security at the football grounds with the help of our four-legged friends.
Like working with dogs. It's brilliant.
Witness the progress of the increasingly confident puppies. It's all in a day's work for the Dog Squad. Sunday at 7, ITV.
Now on Central ITV, time to find out who's on the receiving end.
And the winner is sponsored by Coburn Special Reserve.
How do you do? I'm Charles. Excellent.